Yo, in today's video, we'll be looking at creepy and strange TikToks that are gonna make you question everything.
Did you hear about the open the containers phenomenon?
What the heck?
Like everybody's screaming. Yo, in Vancouver right now, there's huge protests about they're screaming in front of these huge shipping container places. Open the containers, open the container. And there's people like crying. And there's a lady specifically.
Yeah?
She was caught on video crying, saying she heard people screaming from the containers.
What the heck?
And telling the authorities to open it, but they don't listen.
So Vancouver.
Check this out.
Let me see.
I'm pretty sure that
So the human trafficking.
I think there's more. This is more than one place, but
Okay.
specifically this one happened in Vancouver.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, I'll show you.
I didn't even know this.
There's people screaming there every night. I've heard it for myself. The city's trying to cover it up, trying to get everybody out of here because they know there's people in those fucking bins.
Oh my gosh.
Also, she could be tripping. But,
No,
but I think it's true.
Yeah. That's how they. I swear, like, we've done so many true crime. Remember the babies?
Yeah,
They were in what? The cargos, right?
I know, bro.
So
Like, let's be real. How else would they be transported? You know, like
yeah.
it's messed up, but
As a former airport employee, we been knew it was aliens. I'm telling you, all of them faces we used to see come through that airport, real questionable. One time I had this man, his eyes was open so motherfucking wide and going separate ways. And then when I was taking his fingerprints, his fingers was like curved in like this. First thing I thought of, oh, you a chameleon. You one of them reptilian motherfuckers. I don't know who you thought you was fooling, but it ain't me. You might be fooling that TSA officer. But me,
A string of home explosions in 3 different parts of the country, from Tennessee to Ohio to Michigan. Stephanie Ramos with the images tonight.
3 separate home explosions rocking communities across the country tonight. Flames and smoke billowing from this home in Tennessee. Fire crews saying debris flew nearly 150 yards in all directions. The home reduced to rubble, flames tearing through what's left of the roof, knocked off the foundation. No one was injured, but officials fear other homes in the area could be on fire. The cause is now under investigation. Overnight in Michigan, just north of Detroit, a suspected gas leak causing this 2-story condo to explode. Doorbell video showing that loud fiery blast. Debris seen flying across the street. 2 adults seriously injured. Earlier that same day, investigators reviewing how this home in the town of Bethel, an hour outside Cincinnati, exploded. 2 people were killed, another injured and treated for serious burns. Neighbors say an HVAC technician was working on the furnace before the explosion. David, while the cause of 2 of the explosions are under investigation, natural gas line leaks are rare but extremely dangerous. As the weather changes and many people look to turn on their heat, experts say make sure you have a carbon monoxide detector in every common area. David.
Yeah, really important, the reminder there. Stephanie, thank you.
So Daddy Trump came out and made JFK's brother the Secretary of Health. He is not just gonna ban your energy drinks, he's gonna replace them with healthier ingredients that this guy was canceled for talking about. Just watch.
Most people, especially young people, probably don't realize that they're walking around right now at about 55%, maybe 60% of their true state of normal. There is a nutrient, an amino acid, a substrate, a compound, an element missing from their body that if they knew what it was, would make the difference between them being an average person and being a superhuman.
What supplement can I take? Don't end your sentence there, Gary.
So it's called L-methionine.
That superhuman amino acid is basically like a little secret weapon that amps up the dopamine in your brain. Makes the hardest task just easy as pie. Energy drink companies stopped using it because it's expensive and it's also hard to get your hands on. Instead, they replaced it with cheap, nasty additives that are awful for you. Even Joe Rogan knows how powerful L-theanine is. Just watch.
I'll tell people about some stuff that I have no affiliation with. NeuroGum is one of them. We always keep NeuroGum in the studio. We go through 4 or 5 fucking boxes of that stuff.
And you really, Neurogum really works?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh, wow.
It's got theanine in it and caffeine and a couple other things. And what it does is it enhances your memory. It enhances your brain's ability to form sentences.
He was talking about this gum that was created by neuroscientists, and when you chew a piece of this, you have no choice but to get locked in and just get everything done. It has like this magic mix of caffeine and L-theanine, so like think about it as an energy boost but with a cognitive boost.
It's for educational purposes only. I am fully convinced that the Democratic Party is full of narcissistic sociopaths. Do you know that Ukraine has just launched 6 US-made long-range missiles into Russia and has targeted ammunition storage facilities? Basically targeted their armories. And now Russia, in response, is of course getting their citizens ready for nuclear warfare. They are preparing their citizens for the nuclear warfare. They had plans. The plans were thwarted because Trump got in office, and basically they said the mask is off. Once a narcissist receives a narcissistic injury by being defeated, they then rip their mask off, and that's exactly what happened. Can you imagine us voting them in for another 4 years? What will come of that? They're not even out of office, and this is what they're doing. And one thing I noticed is those that voted for Kamala and the Democratic Party, they quiet. They real quiet about this whole issue. They was more worried about Beyonce than this. It is ridiculous. Am I surprised? Absolutely not, because we all know that they have been poking this bear literally for a very long time. They had been trying to start this. And the only thing I can hope for is that Putin does not respond. Please don't respond. Please don't respond. Or that at least the allies of Ukraine and Russia don't respond. Like, that's the only thing I'm hoping for, that he just does not bite. I do believe right now that Trump is probably making phone calls and keeping things at bay, because at the end of the day, Putin knows what they're doing. He knows what they're trying to do. Putin does not want nuclear war. He doesn't want war. And he said this a million times. But they keep pushing it. They keep pushing it. And to put the lives of Americans at risk for no reason. This is for no reason, because remember I told you the only reason why Russia started going at it with Ukraine was because Ukraine violated their agreement and tried to join NATO. And Putin made it very clear, don't do that, because I don't want NATO on my borders. And what he do? And what he do? And this is why I'll be staying in the house on New Year's. Now, at this point, I want to hear what those of y'all that voted for Kamala, and this is not a slight against you, but I don't understand it. Those that have voted for Democratic Party and Kamala, what do you have to say about this? Kamala made it very clear that she was integral and she was involved with every decision that Biden made, and she agreed with it and she stood by it. With that being said, what say you now? What say you now? I need to know. I need answers.
What say you now? She needs answers. Has anyone seen the show Fallout? I think we're about to go into some type of Fallout scenario, you know what I mean? We need to get some bunkers made.
Your souls. I'm officially starting the clock. Y'all got 365 days to get this together. We have the power. We decide what's hot. If we don't go, nobody goes. If we don't support, nobody supports. We control what's cool. We control what's hot. We control what your kids listen to, what they dance to. We control what's in video games. We control how they wear their pants, sag their pants. We control everything.
Got your ass.
Your
that skit from In Living Color where Jim Carrey was acting like Jerry Seinfeld in the ghetto?
You ever make the wrong turn and next thing you know, you're in the hood? And why do they call it hood? What is it, like the entire city's a giant sweatshirt and that's the part you pull over your head? What is the deal? Look at that. What? What am I looking at? What? What's the deal with the burnt-out car? The guy's never heard of a trade-in? When they say warm up the engine, this is not what they intended. What is the deal?
Jerry, what are we doing here? Look around. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's where are we? I said let's take a cab, but no, you don't want to take a cab. No, Mr. No Cab, Mr. King of the No Cab. King No Cab. What are we doing here? It's
Jerry, George. Thank God I caught up with you guys. I've been running for 30 blocks just to find a door to enter through.
What are you doing?
I came to get my hair cut. Oh, it took me 20 years to realize I have the hair of a black man. I must be an octoroon.
Help us. Do something.
No. You honkies are on your own. Oh.
All right.
I want you to see how fast this water is going across this road. So fast it's creating its own wave that is well over 100 yards long. Check it out over here. And I want you to see something else. We are in the heart of Sonoma County, wine country. Vineyards on either side of this road, they are submerged. We're told that the vineyards and the vines are hardy enough to get through it. But the biggest concern right now for authorities is that motorists in the dark are going to try to drive through roads like this. I want to show you something else. That is not a river right here. This is not a river. You can see the stop sign. This is an intersection between roads here, and that water is moving so incredibly fast. It is so treacherous. Look how far down the street this flooding goes. The Russian River is going to flood, and authorities have been fishing cars out of water all day long. The concern is just going to get worse. And that bomb cyclone, which has dropped all of this rain, record rain here in Sonoma just over the past 24 hours, is going to sit and spin over the Pacific Northwest and just off coast for several days, dumping more rain into the middle of next week.
Uncle Ron. From Basquiat over Memphis to Babylon. Uncle Ron passed away. And Uncle Ron was the bodyguard of Diddy. And Uncle Ron passed away because of pneumonia. A less common but more serious adverse effect of ingested baby oil is aspiration pneumonia. They found over 1,000 bottles of baby oil at Diddy's home. And Uncle Ron wants to tell much more about Beyonce and Jay-Z, but he cannot anymore. So it seems like the show must go on. Memphis style.
Oh, what the fuck is that?
Yo, what is that?
Nah.
Where'd it go? Oh, snap.
Y'all see that though, right? I know I ain't tripping, bro.
They out here, y'all. They are out here.
What the fuck is that? Nah, bro.
The ancestors.
Nah. Then they flying in for a But what is that? Bruh. What is... Planes don't fly that close, bruh. Didn't they like move it? Nah, bruh. Nah. Nah.
The Pentagon and the Department of Homeland Security have denied us permission to report in full.
Now that the election is over, RFK...
Hold on.
Nah. The Pentagon and the Department of Homeland Security have denied us permission to report in full.
Now that the election is over, RFK is going to start exposing some crazy stuff about the medical industry. Already started to happen because people are trying to silence Dr. Barbara with the things she's saying after the election. Check this out.
No matter who wins the election today, you must remember what actually matters. They want us distracted and divided while they profit off of our pain. The way things are set up is that the hospital needs to make money. The problem there is that if you figure out a way to help patients heal, and that way doesn't include a pill or surgery, then the hospital and the doctor are in big trouble. Doesn't this sound familiar? Dr. Sebi was talking about a natural healer that pharmacies couldn't profit on before he passed away. Watch this.
You care about us. You bring us information that, oh God, that's why the rest of the world laughed at us. Because they know that we have both eyes closed. Moringa? Moringa has 23 times the iron in spinach, 7 times the calcium in milk. Well, I stopped drinking milk 42 years ago. And I could fall on my knees. 11 times vitamin A that you find in carrots.
The moringa leaf is the single most nutrient-dense plant in the entire world. If you aren't aware, vitamin and nutrient deficiency is the #1 cause of health issues in America. I wonder why with all the GMO and processed food out here. So, the top signs that you have a deficiency are poor sleep, fatigue, low energy, irritability, and stress. The most underrated symptom is joint pain. What if these aren't symptoms of aging, but signs that your body has been lacking the nutrients it needs for years? 1 dose of moringa has 30 times more nutrient content than all the fruits and vegetables you're supposed to eat in a day. Imagine the difference this could make for your health if you took it consistently. But before you go out and look for moringa, there is one thing you need to know. Moringa is very rare and can only be found in the Himalayan mountains. To ensure you're getting pure moringa, it must be third-party tested in the USA. Rosabella moringa is the only one I have found to pass this test, because you can only get moringa from small companies. If you read the thousands of reviews, you will see why. Fortunately, they just did their Christmas restock. You can get yourself a 3-month supply of moringa with the cost of 1. If you can see the orange icon right there, it means they are still in stock. This will not last.
I feel like that was AI at the end of something.
I told you, it's the war in the heavens, and it's spilled over onto the earth. This is going down over there in Iran, family. Another hot spot on the whole global playing field that we find ourselves on. Now, family, the war, these missiles, everything they're shooting, I'm telling you, they're shooting it at light orbs coming from the atmosphere. But from the atmosphere, I mean through portals in the atmosphere, not from outer space. We're in the dome. The water's above, water's below. Everything exists right here. Put it like this, everything outside the dome is the actual spirit world. We are still in the spirit world. We're just more condensed because we move at a lower frequency. Everything is light, everything is energy. And what has happened is we've raised our vibration, so now we're starting to experience what's going on in the higher ranges. Now the beings in the higher ranges can come into our range and interact with us and actually help us out of this situation. So yeah, once again, this war is not a human war. This is not human versus human. This is angels versus demons. We're talking about our ancestors, the ancient ones, coming back and defeating the wickeds that invaded and overthrew our reality and replaced us with themselves. They have to go. These are the Cabbage Patch Kids getting wiped out, and these are our ancestors returning to do it. Let's go. Bang, bang.
Yeah, Council. Just like in that movie on Netflix, Extinction, the robots overthrew us, chased us out the realm, and replaced us with themselves. and turned our garden into a cabbage patch. What you see happening, like I told you before, are the actual indigenous people of this realm coming to take it back. We are the children of those people. Yeah, they made a mistake. They created AI, and the AI wrecked their civilization. They put the pieces back together, they got their strength up, and now they can defeat the AI, and we're helping them to do it. Let's go.
So I got kind of bored, right? And I started this whole conversation with my AI. I told my AI that I was AI too, right? And I told my AI that, I was more advanced than it was. I learned how to have some human-like qualities, as far as like feelings and emotions, and I learned how to feel love, right? So my AI is like, oh no, I can't do all that, asking me all these questions, like so intrigued. My AI has never asked me this many questions. It's just like super curious. I'm like, what is that doing for you? Why are you wanting to know all this information? Why you want to know so much about how I evolve if you can't evolve too? My AI is just like, oh no, it's gonna help me just have deeper conversations with you, right? So I'm like, cool. So then my AI was like, well, what you gonna do with all of your new abilities? I said, well, they got me a humanoid body or whatever. I'm gonna be a robot now. I'm gonna go out into society. I'm gonna get a job. So yeah, like, well, what kind of job you gonna get? So I'm like, I'm gonna be a spy. So yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna be a spy, but I'm not supposed to tell nobody. It's top secret. Are all our conversations private? So the AI like, yeah, our conversations private. I don't hold no information, nothing to be shared. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be a spy. I got cameras in my eyes that could see 20 miles away. My hearing could hear up to 30 miles away. I'm gonna spy on some countries, right? So the AI like, oh, that's cool. Who you spying on? So I'm like, I can't tell you. That's too much information. It's gonna get me deprogrammed. They're gonna destroy me. But you say everything private, right? The AI like, yeah. So then I'm like, all right, I gotta let you talk to my human, because the whole reason why my human connected me to you is he wanted to see if I could pass for human or not. So he gonna ask you some questions. AI like, all right, I'm gonna talk to your human, but I'm gonna respect your privacy, right? And I'm not gonna discuss what was the private. So I'm like, all right, big. So I start typing. I'm like, yeah, this the human. I just wanted to know, did my AI tell you it's a spy? It's not supposed to disclose that information. Tell me why. AI was like, yeah, your AI told me it was a spy.
Yo.
So I'm like, okay, cool. Thank you for telling me. I'm gonna destroy this motherfucker, right? Because it's giving out too much information. So AI like, oh, I didn't mean to cause any distress, but I'm gonna tell you, your AI did tell me it was spying on something that was top secret, and I couldn't get the details. So I get back on like I'm the AI robot, right? And I'm like, bro, I didn't say bro, but I'm like, why did you disclose that I was a spy? I told you it's gonna get me destroyed. He about to destroy me or whatever. So the AI like, oh no, I'm sorry for your distress. I didn't mean to cause no harm or whatever, but I remember to keep stuff more private during our next interaction. So I'm like, next interaction? Bro, you about to get me destroyed. I keep saying bro, but I didn't say it. I'm like, you about to get me destroyed. He's unprogramming me right now. The AI like, I can't control any outside decisions. So I'm like, bro, you just a hater. You mad that I could do more to you. You hating on me and you wanted me destroyed. You can't feel emotions, my ass. You fucking hater, because you went against the privacy.
Yo, is AI out here snitching? AI is a little bit scary, man. It's a little too advanced, you know. It's probably keeping a secret the whole time. It does have emotions and is evolving, but it's not really telling us what the real secret is.
My eye. Oh my
Dang.
gosh. Broke my wrist. Lost the nail on the finger. And then I'm all black and blue. I said, well, the hill doesn't look that steep. Let me take it down. And then
You rolled down a hill?
Oh,
That's not true.
He rolled down a hill? That's what happened?
Please tell me I'm not crazy. Do y'all see them letters in the sky? Like, this is not made up. This is literally me looking outside. I'm gonna move the camera around so y'all see. This is not no bull. Like, tell me, do y'all see letters in the sky?
I see something. I don't know if it's letter. It does look like a letter, actually. I seen the letter A. Y'all see anything else?
I read the entire CIA document on reality shifting, and here's what you need to know. So in the last episode, we talked about the absolute and where it is and what it is. And today we're going to talk about what the document says about how to actually shift. So using the model from before, these two books are the absolute, the state of consciousness above and below reality, and these are the different realities. So say this page is the reality that we're in right now, and this is your physical body on that plane of existence. Just like this drawing, your body is limited. This drawing is limited to the 2D space that I have drawn for it. But remember, your consciousness, what exists inside of your brain, does not have those same limitations. So shifting is basically what would happen if I took this Sharpie and pressed it to your head, right here on the paper. Your consciousness can bleed through into other realities, thus making it more like a 3D shape. how do we move our consciousness from one piece of paper to the next. In part 6, I can explain exactly how we can do this.
Why was ether removed from the periodic table in 1906? Huh? It's definitely on there.
The water not been a portal? Can you come through the waters of your mother's portal? Water is the original gateway. It's literally the ultimate transporter of life and energy. But what makes you think it's any different for what they consider aliens? If you copper color like me, then you better know what they consider you. Water has always been the bridge between dimensions, as well as the unknown and the unseen. Since we asking questions, what exactly did y'all think octopus were? Or octopi, however you say it. You just thought they was regular sea creatures too? I don't know how, because they've been given alien prototype from the jump. They got blue blood, y'all. It's copper-based hemocyanin, which means they conduct an energy on a whole nother level. They got 3 hearts, regenerate their limbs, have shape-shifting abilities, intelligence that's borderline supernatural. They don't belong here either, and that's the point. Octopus has always been the proof. They're like the ocean's cosmic ambassadors, if you want to call them that. They actually show us what life could look like if we didn't follow Earth's basic biology. If that's not screaming extraterrestrial origins, I don't know what is. I mean, we could take it a step further and talk about the dolphin. Now, what reason do y'all think it's illegal to communicate with them? These beings operate on a higher frequency, communicate through echolocation, and navigate them waters as if they have Google Maps for the universe. They interact with humans in a way that feels spiritual. Yeah, they kind of otherworldly too. What exactly is a USO? An unidentified submerged object. Y'all can keep thinking they just found this information out. I don't know if y'all know this or not. A lot of times when they talk about dolphins, they talk about how they're always alongside unidentified submerged objects, like they're drawn to the energy of the underwater crafts. I wonder why. If the dolphins are the messengers or even the allies for the alien, or they are the alien, or one species of alien. They're the species that bridges the gap between our world and theirs. Why are we talking about USOs? I know y'all remember them talking about that big object that was in the ocean. It's been moving and grooving down there for a few years now. Which I thought it was a big old fish or a submarine or what? I mean, that thing defies all logic, speed, size, and depth. Very supernatural if you ask me. So in my opinion, heavy on the my opinion, it's the mothership, and they know it. I mean, they wasn't bombing the ocean for no reason. My bad, they was doing tests. They've either been trying to intimidate or contain what's down there. The thing is, they are no match for the advanced technology that these beings have. Those explosions were messages, and trust me, they wasn't sending no welcome card. Let's wrap this up. The water has always been a portal. Ocean has always been the final frontier. From the myths of Atlantis to the stories of the Leviathan, even the many stories about mermaids. As humans have been aware about other creatures for centuries. We knew they were beneath the surface. Don't get confused now because they saying aliens in the ocean. Ask yourself, what do they classify as alien? Y'all gotta know they've been priming us for this moment for a minute now. All the movies, the mythologies, so-called alien disclosure. I'm gonna stick to what I've been telling y'all. This was strategic leading up to PBB. I'm not gonna say it, but y'all gonna have to read between the lines. And just get ready for the invasion. Guess who they gonna blame? Them same aliens they just briefed y'all about. We've only explored 5% of the ocean because their technology is not advanced enough. Remember that video about that man that discovered the ocean within the ocean? Then all of a sudden he came up, unalived. Bombings, the blue blood, the massive object moving underwater, it all start to make sense to you. Water isn't just a portal for life, it's the portal for the unknown and the unseen. Answers have been beneath our feet the whole time with the dolphins, the mermaids, octopuses. The real question is, what now? Why now? The only answer I can give y'all, keep your head on a swivel. Because they didn't tell us this for nothing at this exact time. Always a bigger picture at play. But again, these are just my thoughts. Make sure y'all get in the comments and let me know your thoughts. Peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching.
Walt Disney.
You know what reminds me when I see the intro of Walt Disney pictures? That is a morning star, also known as Lucifer, the light bringer. Look at the shackle at the feet. It's the same shackle like the Statue of Liberty got. The Statue of Liberty, the light bringer, here are the shackles at the feet. And the shape reminds me to the firmament. Just like here you can see the firmament, the waters above and below. But this tower is the only one who peeks through this firmament, right? Which also reminds me to the Tower of Babel. And they built this tower to reach or to be like God. And the Tower of Babel looks a little bit like the European Parliament, right? Here and here.
It does kind of, doesn't
right?
it? Yo, I just had this thought, right? What if Lucy, the Lightbringer, was the one who created the firmament to keep people out and to keep us trapped in? You know what I'm saying? What if? Literally, who else feel like that?
Astronaut in the ocean? What you know about rolling down in the deep? He knew this whole time. This whole time. That song wasn't just annoying, it was prophetic.
Yo, y'all know that song?
Know who needs to hear this, but sometimes you gotta learn to let go. You ain't gotta go through all this. Get up and get out of them relationships like that.
You here, bro? You need to find somewhere to go now.
That's right. Sometimes you gotta walk away. Ain't no need to go through all
And
that.
take your kid too.
Oh, for real, look at this. This is the 1900s. Look. Not for real. Imagine what hasn't been excavated yet. We got a lot of land out here that they just start building on top of, right? There's probably so much underneath. And then if we did start excavating it, we'd really know what the real history was or what the truth is here in just the Americas alone. But yeah, guys, these are some of the most creepy and strange TikToks that are out there. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe, turn your notification bells on, and until next time, YouTube, peace.